Soundstripe.
Welcome to Module 2 of your Community Team Prep online training, otherwise known as CTP. This module provides information you will need to know regarding important guidelines and policies that focus on respecting and appreciating the local individuals you will meet during your trip. We will also give you a rough idea of what you'll need to pack. Let's begin by talking about the reason our policies are in place. Many people are impacted by our serve trips. Those who go, those who we partner with, and those who we serve alongside. This is why Resurrection is proud to be an accredited member of Mission Excellence, which is formerly known as SOE, or Standards of Excellence in Short-Term Missions. Mission Excellence is an organization that ensures that serve trips are the best possible experience for everyone involved. This accreditation requires a peer review process and strict adherence to the recognized standards. These nationally recognized standards are intended to encourage the pursuit of excellence in all serve trip efforts by requiring compliance in 6 different categories. The first category is God-centeredness. In all we do, we seek first God's glory in the kingdom. We continually pray for direction. Second, we strive to establish healthy, interdependent, ongoing relationships of mutual trust and accountability. Our goal with our partners is not a handout, but a hand up. We work hard to avoid doing for people what they can do for themselves, honoring each person's dignity. Third, we collaboratively plan each specific outreach for the benefit of all participants through annual planning meetings and partnership agreements. We exhibit integrity through reliable quality program delivery. This includes behind-the-scenes support from pre-trip to post-trip and everything in between. Fourth, it is integral for Resurrection to screen, train, and develop capable individuals to provide leadership for every serve trip. Fifth, it is vital for all trip participants to be prepared and equipped. There are multiple online and face-to-face interactions to ensure you are fully prepared for your serve trip. Thorough follow-up is the final category and includes debriefing and appropriate follow-through for all participants, in addition to opportunities to plug in to other serving opportunities when you return. Okay, now that we have an idea of why guidelines and policies are in place, let's discuss specific on-site guidelines. Alcohol and smoking are prohibited on trips with 2 exceptions. At the airport during travel home from your destination or when you are on safari. With that said, if there is someone on your trip that struggles with alcohol, we'd encourage you to refrain from drinking nonetheless. Dogs are not generally considered pets in the countries we visit. Feeding a stray dog may seem like a kind gesture, but it could actually be seen as disrespectful. In addition, it's best to avoid touching or petting animals due to any diseases they may carry. On your trip, you will probably see a lot of things you want to take a picture of, but there are a few guidelines here too. Each team should have an assigned photographer so that the rest of the members can be fully engaged. You don't want to look like the paparazzi. With that said, if you do take a picture with someone, be sure to show them. Everyone loves a selfie. Foreign governments, however, do not love selfies, so never take photos of the airport, government buildings, or the police. Another thing to keep in mind is water. It is so important to stay hydrated, especially if you are working outside or in the heat. Bring a reusable water bottle to take with you wherever you go while traveling. To be safe, never drink tap water, including when brushing your teeth. Always use purified or bottled water. Drink canned or bottled sodas if water is not available, but be sure to clean the top if it's not a twist top lid. The same goes for meals. Only eat food that your in-country coordinator recommends or that your team leader says is okay. While it might be really tempting to try the local cuisine from a street vendor, it is not always prepared with purified water or using items that won't bother our delicate U.S. stomachs. Trip finances are prearranged with our host. For example, tips for translators, cooks, drivers, baggage fees, lodging, and meals. While bringing additional gifts may be well-intentioned, they can also have unintended consequences. For instance, a gift might take away business from a local vendor who sells the same item. Discuss with your team leader other ways to empower and support local initiatives. Most of the expenses on field will be covered by the cost of the trip and handled through your team leader. You will be responsible to personally cover some expenses, like meals at the airport, snacks during the week, or souvenirs. A church offering will be provided by your leader on behalf of the team. If you wish to give an additional offering, it's acceptable but should not exceed $5. You may make friends with people you meet on the trip and may even desire to stay in touch, but it is really recommended that you limit the amount of personal contact information that you share. If you want to stay in touch, give them the email of a Global Mission staff member. One of the most frequently asked questions from trip participants is, what should I pack? It's important to travel light, as we strongly recommend you bring just one carry-on and one backpack on your trip. While a specific packing list will be covered later by your team leader related to your destination or the type of work you will be doing, here are a few general points to get you started. You will need to bring a few sets of clothing for different purposes. The work site may be outdoors or in an open-air building, and it will likely be warm, so wear clothing that is lightweight and breathable. Bring a hat to protect yourself from the sun. Long pants and long shirts with sleeves are important to protect your skin from sun or construction debris. During your travel days, cultural day, and at the guest house, make sure you wear comfortable clothes. Shorts are allowed on these days depending upon where you are going, but we ask you to follow the more specific descriptions listed on your packing list. People in other cultures dress up for church. You'll want to pack at least one nice outfit. You'll find these additional details as to what is culturally appropriate in an upcoming meeting. Now, a word about shoes. For your safety, closed-toed shoes must be worn throughout the trip. The one exception is that flip-flops are allowed at the guest house. Also, it's a good idea to bring an extra pair of shoes in case one pair gets wet or damaged. When we travel as a team, our policy is to err on the side of modesty because it is often more culturally appropriate. Although you may see folks dress less conservatively, we want to be respectful and avoid unwanted attention. Let's review a few things that aren't allowed. Low-cut tops and crop tops. Apparel with inappropriate logos such as alcohol, drugs, or foul language. Skirts above the knee. There are a few additional personal items to consider. Phones are allowed during downtimes, but should be used with discretion. It's important to unplug and engage with the folks around you. Your team leaders and in-country hosts will have their phones in case of emergencies. Enjoy the technology time out during your time visiting and working in the community. Please make sure to remember all critical documents such as your passport and insurance card, as they are crucial. Please leave jewelry and other valuable items at home. These types of things can leave a negative impression and could even be a security risk. With that said, costume jewelry is okay as long as it doesn't look like it can be real. For instance, wearing cubic zirconia will make you a target. Wearing a silver band will not. If you are taking any medications, be sure to keep them in their original container. Vitamins or other non-crucial medications can go into a different container. Just know there is a risk that it might be confiscated if not in original packaging. If you choose to bring cash for personal spending, please bring no more than $200 and keep these guidelines in mind. Don't count money in public and use small bills when paying. Many countries will not accept torn or marked currency, so bring newer bills. A backpack and sunglasses are recommended, and you may want to bring earplugs, snacks, or games to play as a team. If you didn't get all of those tips and tricks for packing, don't panic. You'll get a detailed list from your team leader closer to your departure. Thanks for turning into Module 2. The final step is to take a quiz at the very end of all the modules. You won't receive full credit or bragging rights until you do.